This is Forza Horizon 5, a massive online open world car game where you can drive almost any car, almost anywhere you want, so long as it's within this map. And today we're going to be going over all the different ways that Forza Horizon 5 has scammed their community, starting things off with their DLCs. And the first DLC we're going to talk about is their Hot Wheels DLC, which was originally released in Horizon 3, and they pretty much copy-pasted it into this game with a different map and a few different cars, but the concept remains the same, and you weren't even able to play on the map with the cars you wanted to drive around until you had completed their incredibly boring storyline, which to this day, I still haven't, so I've actually never driven on that DLC's map. Next up was their Off-Roading or Outback DLC, which could have been an interesting idea had they not just copy-pasted a different section of the current map and called it a DLC. It looks identical to this map, nothing changed. The cars they added were mediocre because, again, it's off-roading. We don't really care about off-roading in Forza Horizon. But hey, at least you were able to drive on the whole map as soon as you got the DLC. That was a nice touch. And that's pretty much all we've seen from Forza Horizon. Now, we will get into more of it later as we talk about car packs and other types of DLC, but as far as map goes, that was pretty much the worst two DLCs they could have given us. Now, let's talk about something that was known as the VIP edition of Forza Horizon 5. Which, if you don't know, when you go to purchase the game, there's a few different versions. There's the base model that doesn't have anything added. There's the deluxe edition, which I believe you get some super wheel spins every single week, maybe some credit bonuses, and a few extra car packs. But then there is the creme de la creme, the VIP edition of the game. And what is so special about this VIP edition of the game? Well, as described by Forza Horizon 5, not only do you get all the same perks as the deluxe edition, such as increased credits from races, as well as free super wheel spins every single week, but you get access to all the DLC added to Forza Horizon 5 the day it's added, including maps and car expansions. Well, as it would turn out, this was just a blatant lie. So sure, we did get access to both the map expansion DLCs. We do have the Hot Wheels and the off-roading one, and if there's another one I'm forgetting, we also have that. And in the early days of the game, we did also get the car expansions and the car DLCs. Every time they added a car pack, we did also get our hands on that. But as of this year, I guess they decided it was no longer worth sticking to their word and giving the VIP accounts access to all the car packs when they were added. So there have now been 3 car packs added to the game, including the Fast and Furious one, that if we, with the VIP version of the game, want to play, we have to buy that. Which I just don't understand how it was legal to advertise us getting all DLC because we bought a version of the game that was essentially twice as expensive. But now they decide, well, maybe not all DLC. Maybe we just give them the first 2 years DLC. I don't really understand. So if that's not just a blatant scam and quick, easy way that they're trying to make money, I don't know what is. But let's move on to the next section, which is Forza fixing the auction house, essentially.
This is a Colossus, the big...
And no, I do not mean fixing the auction house as in it was broken and they've made it better. I mean fixing the auction house so that it's very hard to make money off of it. Forza knows that the content in their game nowadays is quite limited. And if they want to keep people on their game, they have to make the game hard to progress in, because there's just not a whole lot of substance to keep people in it otherwise. So this means making it much harder for people to make money than any of the previous Horizon games. And how do they do this? Well, a few different ways. And the first way is locking prices of certain exclusive cars on the auction house so that they can't be sold for more than that. And the reasoning behind this is actually a couple reasons. So you can't auction snipe to get the car cheap and then sell it for 20 million credits. And the other way is so that you stay connected to the game, so that exclusive cars you can't get your hands on through the auction house because no one wants to sell it for 2 million credits, you now have to keep track every single week of which free cars Forza is giving away for doing the events, which, let's be honest, is just kind of boring and mundane to grind out. In their minds, this was the way to fix the problem, and it really hasn't worked. It's kind of just stopped people from playing Forza, but needless to say, they have not changed their ways. They still believe that this is going to be the be-all, save-all for their game. But this isn't the only way they've gone about doing it. They also have nerfed super wheel spins into the ground. Not only have they made the drops significantly lower, which have been made clear to us through previous updates, they've announced that they were doing this, it's not like they were trying to hide it, but they also made it nearly impossible to get super wheel spins unless you have the VIP version of the game or you're willing to do the events every week. Because it used to be very easy to grind out car mastery perks and get super wheel spins that way. In fact, the Willys Jeep you used to be able to buy for 20,000 credits and you would get a free super wheel spin for just 5 mastery points. It was awesome. People were having a fun time doing the game. People were doing a lot of super wheel spin openings. It's a part of the game people really enjoyed. And Forza saw that and took it away. But that's okay, because there were other cars we could use until Forza also took all those away. And it was a bit of a dry spell until we finally got a DLC car added that had that super wheel spin slot for just 10 car mastery points. And people were a little upset because this was an obvious pay to win. And if you wanted super wheel spins, you had to spend a little bit more money, but it was only $5. So at the end of the day, who really cared? It wasn't absurd. And lots of people bought the car. And for about a month, there was no problems. People were using the car getting super wheel spins until Forza decided they weren't making money on the car anymore. The people that were going to buy it had already bought it, and they took that super wheel spin away from the car after they had sold all those copies and offered no refund to anyone that had purchased the car. And it's just blatant and so obvious when they do things like this. And I don't understand why they don't want to keep their community liking them, but it's just sort of unfathomable. If you guys have missed all this stuff, I am glad to have brought it to light for you. Now, Forza Horizon 6 and their lack of games is a whole other thing we can dive into in another video. They used to release a Horizon every other year and a Motorsport on the years that they weren't releasing Horizon. But now they barely release a Horizon every 3 years. They're just very money hungry and no longer care about the quality of their games, and that much is obvious. So if you boys agree with any of my points, let me know down below. And if you want me to make a part 2 to this where I dive into even more, I have absolutely no problem doing that. Forza and I, believe it or not, already have a pretty bad relationship. But anyways, boys, that is gonna do it for this video. As always, we'll see you in the next one. I'm out. Peace.